So we should be doing that now, I guess.
What do you mean?
We're streaming.
Should we start screaming?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm not gonna, but go ahead. I know that you're screaming because I can't hear you because Zoom has muted you when you get too loud.
Scream, scream, scream. You know that famous painting, I am the scream, where the guy yells, I am the scream. And there's a big word bubble.
Yeah, it's a good one. One of my favorites.
It's by Edward Munch.
Yeah.
Famous, famous I
Muncher.
am the scream painter. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a total munch.
Always eating lunch, that little munch.
uh, uh, did you ever watch Gay of Thrones?
Oh, no, you were telling me about it, though.
Anyway, I think that
Man.
the guy in that would like give everyone, nicknames because he didn't know the character names, much as we do all the time, except his were funny.
Right.
Except his were good. And ours are just dumb. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Um um Shit, we should get started.
Yeah, you gotta go soon, so we should
Yeah.
do that. What?
Okay, so let's clap.
Okay, let's do that.
Ready?
I'm clapping currently.
What's up, everybody? It's On Fire Tonight with Josh and Tressa. We are here tonight to talk about Friday the 13th, the series, season 1, episode 19. This is part 1 of a 2-parter. It's called The Quilt of Hathor.
The quiltoning.
The quiltoning. There can be only one.
But there's not. There's two.
Yeah, there were a number of lies told. So this is your one and only warning. Probably. Maybe we'll tell you again. We're gonna spoil stuff. And so if you want to watch the episode before you listen to this, just pause this, watch it, come back. You're back. Welcome back. Tressa, how are you?
I'm great, Josh. How are you?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Why not indeed?
What else am I gonna be? Terrible? No one wants to hear about that.
Ah. Well, I hope you're great.
I'll never tell.
I had a really fun beach day yesterday.
You got sand everywhere?
Got sand everywhere. Some friends met up. One of them brought a kite, which was a total fucking game changer. It was so awesome.
Wow, I haven't used a kite in decades, maybe.
Yeah, it was a windy day, and it was like, oh my God, I'm flying a kite. This is just pure joy.
That's delightful. Did you get a frozen pina colada?
As a matter of fact, I did.
Hell yeah, you
It's
did.
fucking great. How did you know?
Because you talked about him on Friday?
Did
Yeah.
I? Nice.
Yeah.
It's just like dreaming of these frozen pina coladas.
I mean,
and it's
come
like,
on.
get it with a floater or a swimmer. That's an extra shot, either on top or
It sounds gross
at the bottom.
until
The
you say what
swimmer's
it
down
is.
the bottom.
Well, yeah, that
The
makes more
floater
sense.
is up at the top. And they got a little maraschino cherry on top. It's fucking great. And then final stop of the evening is this like out of the way roast beef sandwich place that's like
You talked about
it's
the
like
sandwich too.
it's like a time capsule place. There are a couple of time capsule roast beef places in New York, and I went to one of them, and it was
Nice.
great. And it happened to be my birthday, and
What?
I didn't realize this, but they have a thing where if you go there on your birthday and you like show ID,
Mm-hmm.
you spin like a wheel of fortune. They actually spin it for you, and
Yeah.
they play over the speakers a happy birthday song,
No, thank
and
you.
you win like whatever. It's like the Wheel of Fortune. You could win like $5 or up to $25 in gift certificates, and it landed on $25. And this girl brings out I'm not even kidding. They're like heavy doubloons. Each one is worth $5 just there. And it's like there's a chain, but there's just this one location that's like they built it 50 something years ago and it looks exactly the same. It used to be a car hop place where like
Oh,
waitresses with like roller skates would take your order and bring it to you out in the parking lot.
that's adorable.
Yeah, it was amazing. Anyway, it's like it also looks like a good place to be murdered, but
Oh,
like
cool.
anyway, I got these doubloons.
You couldn't use them on your birthday meal?
That well, they said you can just bring it back any day but today. And I didn't want to be a jerk
Ah.
about it. Like, hot
Woo!
dog.
Yeah,
I got
for
these
sure.
doubloons. Thank you so much.
I just got an email from Breyer's Ice Cream saying, Happy birthday, here's a gift. And I go to see what the gift is. It's like $1 off. $1 off, Breyer's, go fuck yourself.
What do you mean? That's still a nice something.
It's like an $8 gallon of ice cream. No, I'm not. It's not even that good. I'm not going to go out of my way to lose, like, no. Fuck you, Breyer. And it's not even my birthday. My birthday's in December.
Better than a stick in the
Asshole.
eye. And I don't
You know
know.
what? Always the bright side with you.
It's always about a stick in the eye with you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm glad you had a nice birthday.
Well, thank you.
I was going to buy you some merch, but I decided not to.
Some merch from our own store. That would be a
Yeah.
thoughtful
I
gift. Hey,
know.
anybody and everybody, get yourself a gift. Go check out our shop.
Uh-huh.
Go to onfiretonight.com. We have new stuff periodically and we discontinue some things. So we have limited runs for certain items. Some are evergreen. Check it out. You might see a t-shirt or a glass or a mug or a visor
Or a
that
bumper
sparks your
sticker.
interest.
Or a
Oh
puppet
my God.
shirt. Or a
Bumper
bikini.
stickers.
Or it's so much good stuff, you guys. Get on it. So,
Yeah, it's
anyway,
summer. You need a bikini anyway. Just go
yes.
get one that has our faces on it.
On each boob.
Any, I promise you, anyone, man, woman, or non binary, if you get one of our bikinis, you can be a guest on our show. You don't have to wear the bikini to
No.
be a guest.
No.
It's, but it is a promise to you.
Yes. It's if you can't take our word for it on such a beautiful promise that we are gifting to you, then you can't take anybody's word for anything. You guys, go
Yeah,
get it.
and by the way, if you're shy and you want the bikini but you don't want to be on the show, you don't have to be on the show.
No.
It's an offer we make to you, but you're not compelled to do
You will have to find someone to take your place, though. Just kidding.
it. I choose as my surrogate
All right, let's
the
talk about.
ghost of Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Oh,
Ooh, spooky. She was a member of the Supreme Court.
scary.
um, so yesterday, among my friends that met up, was friend of the show, Aden
Hmm.
Gautran, who has been on. We haven't released the episodes yet, but we talked about Kolchak the Night Stalker with him.
Heck yeah.
He reminded me of something funny I said many years ago, which I have no memory of saying, but I agree is one of the funniest things I've ever said.
So lay it on us, Josh. What is it?
Like decades ago, we were listening to the Ghetto Boys, and they have a song called S&M. No, wait, was it the Ghetto Boys or is it Two Live Crew? It's Two Live Crew, not the Ghetto Boys. We're listening to Two Live Crew.
Of
And
course.
you know the song S&M by Two Live Crew? You
I
might
know
not be
that one
familiar. It's been a long
album,
time.
and I had like loved it and wore it out, and I don't remember anything about it since high school. Go ahead.
I turned to him and I said, they talk about S&M like they only heard about it yesterday by reading about it in an in-flight magazine. Like that's how familiar they are with the concept. They just keep repeating S&M.
I love that idea. I'm sure it's very accurate as well.
So everybody check out Two Live Crew for their hot new release from the 90s.
I mean, really, when was the last time you heard that album? Go listen to it. It's so stupid and fun. Such good beats, you guys. Go. Get at it. I
So
think. I
tell
don't
me,
remember.
what did you think of this episode?
Snore.
Oh my God. I was actually riveted. And you know what? Like,
What?
this is one of the episodes, even though like a lot of facts about it, I don't remember at all. There are elements of it that stick with me from when it first aired when I was 12 years old.
Really?
Yes. So first of
Wow.
all, the bad guy in it is Effie Stokes, a member of the Pentatite sect,
Is
this
that
like
a wait?
fake Amish group.
Okay, I was gonna say, is that a real sect? I'd never heard of it before.
I think that's just a thing they made up to be like fake Amish
Sure, 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 sure.
or like something along those lines. I
And
mean,
if
they
they're
dress
real,
like
they'll
the
never
Amish.
know. We
They
could talk
drive.
so much
It's
shit
true.
about him.
It's true. It's true. Unless they're on Rumspringa, in which case all bets are off.
Always. Uh, I don't remember this at all. I'm really, you know what? The thing that pisses me off the most about this episode is that it's a two-parter when they could
Mm.
have made Brain Drain a two-parter.
Oh God.
Wasn't that the one? There were so many details that they just kind of, when I want to know this and that, and
You know what? Like, there's something about the way they put these stories together that, like, at a casual glance, it's like, wow, things just happen in this weird way where it's like one thing follows another, time gets compressed, and you're like, this is like if you're studying it, watching for this thing, you're like, holy shit, like this is really dumb, like it's poorly made. And like, for example,
uh-huh.
in this episode,
Mm-hmm.
like a person dies, like several people die
Yeah,
throughout
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah, yeah.
episode,
Mm-hmm.
but like, for example,
Yeah.
Ryan is like hiding in a bale of hay. He gets stabbed with a pitchfork and just stays there until Mickey shows up to pull the pitchfork out of him, and then he's released from the hay. And the person who has just died, they are carrying a casket in that moment with the dead body out to the frozen ground to bury them. And everything in this show is kind of like, throughout the series, time is sort of compressed in that way where it's just like one thing leads to another, leads to
Yeah,
another,
yeah, yeah.
time is compressed. And I might be giving it too much credit, but I want to say that like the choices that they made to do it that way, it gives it this dreamlike quality that is it's it's not bad and dumb. It gives it like this semi-magical feel, the way that you have a dream where things follow one another and it doesn't have to quite make sense, and you don't have, I mean, you always have compression of time in
Sure.
shows and movies,
Mm-hmm.
but like this is like bananas. Like literally a fire starts, everyone wakes up in the middle of the night
That
to
was
run
crazy.
to it. By the 20 seconds it took for Mickey and Ryan to arrive at the door, another woman is there. She's like, the fire's under control. Sarah Good is dead.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. End of
And
story.
then Mickey goes and tosses Effie Stokes' room for like the 30th
Wait,
time.
wait. Let me ask you a question. When
Yeah.
you talk about the time in the show, are you talking specifically about this episode or in general this series?
I'm saying, like, I'm making an example of this episode, but I mean throughout the
Okay.
series. Yeah. I mean,
I
I think
hadn't
that you could
taken
look
note, but
at any episode and be like, wow, this really, like,
what a
I mean,
coincidence.
because it's like they just decide that a cursed object is this thing that's over there and we better go get it, and here it is and I found it. And it's like a dream,
Yeah,
like
it all happens. Like there's no waiting around time. Which I mean,
right.
yeah, you got to have that in any show or movie because otherwise it would be boring. But yes, you are
Yeah.
correct.
I mean,
It's
there are a lot of ways to skin a cat.
yeah, but they skin the cat this way.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. So yeah, I hadn't thought about that at all. But especially in this episode, since it centers around dreams that take place in a Holiday Inn
Mm.
ballroom.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is great. All these people live in this secret
Uh-huh.
and like highly segregated sect, and they shun everything basically. Like
Yeah.
music is from the devil.
Uh-huh.
Mirrors are not allowed. Dancing is forbidden.
It's like
Uh
Amish Footloose.
it's totally Amish Footloose,
Mm-hmm.
but everybody has their secrets. There's like secret mirrors,
Hell
people
yeah, there
sing to
is.
themselves. A
Mm-hmm.
guy's got a porno mag because
Hell
he's
yeah.
jacking it off.
Damn, Josh, that was passionate.
Bam.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah, a guy has a an adult magazine that he
Oh,
has secreted
mm.
away.
Like
And
adult like finances and banking.
no, I mean
Mm.
that might also be shunned. There's a weird thing where like the reverend, who's like the leader of this whole group of elders, like that like leads the town or whatever.
Yeah, I don't.
They're like, hey, we need to examine the finances. He's like, trust that the finances are good. And then they just kind of drop that. Is there something
Yeah.
going on with the finances or
There
not?
has to be. Why else would they even say anything
It might just be a red
unless
herring.
maybe, but maybe
There
that's
are red
part of
herrings in
part
this
two.
show. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, this ends with a cliffhanger. All right, so several things. The cursed object is the quilt of Hathor,
Dumb.
which was apparently made by a group of women that had occult practices in Salem. Way to fuck shit up, dudes. The
What,
women that
women?
were murdered in Salem did nothing but get accused by their neighbors. Why are you piling shit on them? Which is a thing that they did back then. Corey Giles and his wife crushed to death. And when they said, do you
Uh-huh.
denounce Satan? He said, or wait.
He said what? More weight.
Yeah.
Yep. Because he was evil and a satanic witch. Wait, okay, let's do a little side quest here.
Mm-hmm.
Has it always, well, decades, or has it just always been common knowledge that the whole witch thing was bullshit? Because
Yes. Yes. What do you mean? Like,
like I don't know if these like Christian Puritan whatever, if they were like, it could be witch, I don't know, but she was talking to birds, I don't know. I don't. And like as a grown up in a Christian household, I was like, maybe they were actually witches. I don't know. Everything's satanic. I don't know. And then I didn't like even realize that, oh yeah, it was just a bunch of assholes until like way too late in my life.
yeah, I mean, like Salem, Massachusetts makes a brisk trade on like tourists that come there to see like witch trial related stuff. And people go walking through the town being like, where were the witches? And the answer is nowhere. There were no witches. They were people who murdered their neighbors.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the people that got murdered were called witches as an excuse to murder them.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
That's the whole story.
Okay. I don't even remember how it was presented to me as a child. If it was like, because I know as a fact that no one was like, oh yeah, these guys were a bunch of assholes. They were just like, oh yeah, they thought they were witches. Like they thought they were witches, not they were just told they were witches, so that's why they had to die. Anyway,
I mean, there has to be like some aspect of the community believed it,
right.
I think.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I don't
Like,
know. I don't know. I mean, like, I'm not an expert,
I
but
mean,
I have to assume that like some people were buying into the accusations.
yeah, they had to have. If people were like satanic panic in the 80s, I'm sure witch panic was no different in olden times. Anyway, back to the show. Josh,
Mm.
what were we
Hmm.
talking about?
Okay, so the cursed object is this quilt, and if you lay underneath it, you get to dream what you choose.
Uh-huh.
And if you choose to like dream about someone dying specifically, they die in the way that you dream about them, and it all takes place at a stylized Viennese ball.
Taking place in a Holiday Inn ballroom.
Yes, 100%.
The first shot of the first dream is someone like opening the doors dramatically to this ballroom, and it is like full on the outside doors to some like alley of a Holiday Inn with the things that close the doors in commercial spaces, and it's very funny to me because these are Amish people dreaming about. Anyway.
Yeah, all these people wear like plain black Amish, like
and
dowdy clothes,
and
and their
Effie,
dreams are like, I want to be a slutty
well, Effie's
uh
is
per- person from the whatever time period that is, from the
from the Vienna commercials from the ice cream. I don't. Do you know what I'm
uh-huh.
talking about? That
Nope,
log
I
of
don't. What are you
Vienna.
talking
It was
about?
like Vienna something. It was like a log of ice cream with like layers of chocolate, and then you would slice it like a cake and then serve it. It was so elegant.
Oh, like
And
a huh?
like a what?
So, sounds good.
I,
Is that like a Viennese? Is that a
I think it was just an American way to sell ice cream and make it look fancy and pay more. Um, Boy, that Effie, she sure was plain.
all right, so yeah, that was a thing that they kept hitting. So poor Effie with her
Uh-huh.
glasses,
Ugh, gross.
she's so plain, everyone overlooks her, shuns her, persecutes her.
Did you forget plain? I'm plain, right?
Yeah, so she like just dreams of revenge on everyone in the community. I don't know why she hasn't skipped town herself years ago.
Seriously, she doesn't want to be there.
Ugh.
I don't want to be there.
So back when this first aired, this is a total tangent. I like among my like friend group in the seventh grade, I had a crush on this one girl who used the word stoked, like as in I am totally stoked.
Hell yeah, brother.
And that was like a word that cool people said to let you know that they were cool
Uh huh.
at the time. And I was
And
like, oh my God,
excited.
she is cool. And I was like, and I have a crush on her. And then this episode aired, and I was like, Effie Stokes. Oh my God, I should like, now I have something to talk to her about. So I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna call you Effie Stokes. And she's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh, there's this show, and then there was this character on it, and she's like, uh-huh.
That is a shocking response to what was such a weird thing to say to somebody that has
Uh-huh.
no idea what you're talking about,
Yeah,
Josh.
so my game has my ability to spit game has not improved in the years since then. Just letting everybody know.
You just gotta find that gal that's into it.
Also, a line from this episode
Uh
that
huh.
Sarah says, "We don't lock our doors. Locks are a barrier to trust." Like that was like crystallized in my memory for some reason.
Did you live by that saying for your.
No, not at
Okay.
all. Like there's something about I think that they're like so that woman that played that character,
Mm hmm.
I think there were a number of really like genuinely good performances throughout this episode.
Sure.
And she was one of them. Like the way she kind of throws away half of her lines
Yeah.
about like we think that music is forbidden, we think it's from the devil.
Yeah, yeah.
She just says it like it's a thing. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
And? She.
Mickey and Ryan have to like go. For some reason, Jack doesn't go. Mickey and Ryan go, and they don't have to go undercover. Like they're not pretending to be
I
members
wasn't
of
sure
the
what was going
cult.
on there. I wasn't sure if they were pretending or not because,
No, they were like, so they're told dress plainly, you're my niece and nephew.
well, they're still a little bit undercover then.
They're like a little bit, but they are from the outside world.
Right, 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 right,
It's
right, right.
understood.
Sure, sure.
Ryan.
Yeah, he's changed his ways because he saw a pretty lady.
Uh-huh. Oh, by the way, wait. When we first see Sarah Good go to the shop and like Ryan comes down, he's got headphones in and he's like
Uh-huh,
serenading a mannequin.
uh-huh.
I don't know if you took notice of the shot. It's a long lyrical shot that follows him with the mannequin coming down the stairs, landing. Mickey pulls one of his headphones out and is like, "Hey, we've got company." And like they do a tracking and focus shift thing where it's like it was a great shot. It was like
Man, I gotta
really
pay
good
better
cinematography.
attention.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fault it for that at all. Like, I feel like they have a lot of great cinematography in the show in general.
Yeah, I mean, like some episodes are stronger than
Oh, for
others,
sure, for sure.
but like there's a um there are a lot of like cool choices being made. For example, there was like a day for night thing in this episode
Which scene was that?
when
Every night
Ryan
scene?
first goes for a walk because they're like everyone goes to bed at 7 and he's like who could go to bed at 7? And so he goes for a walk and he encounters the lady that he has a crush on. She's in the horse barn singing to a horse,
As you do.
as you do. And then he sings along and then they dance.
That's
And
weird.
then her arranged marriage fiance comes in and tackles him for the first of 25 times in this episode.
That guy loves to tackle him. It's so
Right. And he's
good.
got like a straight razor ready to cut the dude's throat.
That guy's just out for blood.
Ryan, you're lucky to be alive.
I mean, especially all the blood we saw pouring out of the hay that first time.
Fucking
How?
hell. Jesus Christ.
I mean, I get it's to add suspense while the commercial's going, but Jesus Christ, that was a lot of blood. And you didn't move at all.
It looked like he lost gallons of blood.
Yes. That was unnecessary.
How did the guy stick a pitchfork in him, not know that he'd like stuck a pitchfork in something other than hay?
Maybe he's like, ah, the floor is higher than I thought. I don't
Oh
know.
well, let off we go.
Let's go do marital stuff together. That's what they did, right?
Premarital stuff,
Oh.
right?
Also, what's with the dad being into kids? Okay, I guess she was 20. It's fine.
Right. So the dad is the reverend and he's got to get married because his first wife died. It's been 6 months and the rules
Ugh.
are you got to get married. And they're like, do it, man. You gotta.
You
And he's like,
gotta.
well, I got engaged to Jane and then she died mysteriously. So
6 months. I get 6 more months. Fuck you guys.
no, they're like, do it. And Effie is like, and it better be someone age appropriate that everyone can respect. And he's like, there can be only one choice. And then we see her looking in her fucking secret mirror,
Yeah.
practicing being proposed to and accepting.
That's not how you do it, Effie.
No? How are you supposed to do it?
I don't know. Effie. You got a mirror and that's what you're doing with it? Come on. There's better things you can do with that. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't.
Well, so when Mickey discovers her secret mirror and accidentally breaks it, there's a lot of back and forth. Like, a broken mirror augurs bad omens. Have you brought like ill demons in with you?
Bitch,
And
you're not even supposed to have this.
she's like, oh, sorry about that. I'll get you a new one. She's like, we're not supposed to have mirrors. Don't fucking tell anybody or I'll fucking break your legs.
Truly, like she had her by the throat. And then Mickey just kind of like side swipes her way through. Okay, see you later. All
Peace.
right.
Deuces.
See you at dinner. For gruel.
So after like the 35th time of Ryan being tackled, or like somewhere along the line, he has to like stand trial for having danced with the Reverend's daughter.
No, it's because they were. Wait, it was because they were making out, right?
Not yet.
Oh
Not
no,
yet.
they
They were
were.
singing and dancing, but then
Oh
later,
yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
they totally start snogging.
In the
And
middle of everybody, like everyone is
I
still
think they're even
out.
walking away from a funeral at the
Yes,
time. He's like,
everyone
"Hey, let
is
me catch up."
there. Hold up, real quick. I have something to ask you. Was that a question, Ryan?
I gotta ask your tonsils.
And then he gets tackled.
Right, he gets tackled again.
Mid makeout sesh. All
And
right.
right then, like having just buried like the 45th person of this episode, the Reverend is on horseback there already. And he's like, hold it, don't murder that guy. We'll settle this in the old ways. We will have a cleansing.
We'll
And
murder him with fire. That's different.
a cleansing is where, okay, so they have this triangular, like open deck thing.
Yeah.
And the two combatants have to fight each other with quarterstaffs over a fire, and the loser falls in and dies and burns to death.
But that didn't even happen.
That didn't even happen. Ryan somehow won. It was a swashbuckling fight,
Yep.
and the other guy falls outside of the triangle, and then Ryan hops down, and Mickey is standing right next to Laura. That's the hot Reverend's daughter.
Obviously.
Ryan walks over to the two of them and embraces Laura, not Mickey. Hello.
Trouble in the family. And
Anyway, Mickey goes back and is like, hey, I found the fucking thing. And Effie's like, thief. And she's like, whatever, I'm out of here. And Ryan's like, hey, guess what? I'm staying. I'm in love, and she's not going to leave her community. So I'm going to stay here. And Mickey's like, what are you talking about? You eat hot dogs and watch Saturday morning cartoons.
she's right. Also, where was all the talk about it's your responsibility to take care of these cursed items that he gave her when she wanted to go to her actual fiance, not just some guy she just met? This is some bullshit. Oh,
Yeah, but it's like they just flipped it on each other. It's like, well, I'm going to take this position today, and you take the other one.
yeah. And it was bullshit. She was actually engaged. And he just was like, I saw a girl that was pretty and I want to make out with her a little bit more before I leave, basically.
Also, like, nothing happens to Effie when they've got the quilt and walking away. Mickey is like, shouldn't we do something? Like, she killed those people. And Ryan's like, who do you want to call as a witness? The Sandman?
Oh, good one. High five. Nice.
So Mickey gets back to the shop. She and Jack are both literally holding back tears, thinking of Ryan not being there. And then he's like, wait a minute. And he tries a lighter on the quilt, and it lights. And we know that you cannot destroy these cursed objects. Therefore, the quilt is a fake. It's a
Yeah.
fake. It's
Yeah.
a fake.
Oh no, to be continued.
To be continued indeed. Hot damn. You guys, that's all the time we have for this episode. But guess what?
Huh.
There's going to be a second part to this two-parter.
What?
Join us coming up next.